FIDF, we make a difference with a variety of programs.
The city of Philadelphia and the state of Pennsylvania have been blessed for many, many years to have leaders who are very supportive of the state of Israel. And Governor Tom Corbett's presence here tonight confirms that that is still the case. And Governor Corbett is no stranger to military service as we honor soldiers from the IDF here tonight, having served his country as a member of the Pennsylvania National Guard's 28th Infantry Division until 1984, rising from the rank of private to that of captain. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the Honorable Tom Corbett.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you all. And it is a pleasure to be here with you, to share this evening with you, and to welcome the FIDF to Philadelphia and to Pennsylvania. Matthew, I want to add one thing to you that many people don't know down here. I was born in Philadelphia too. Right after the birth of Israel. Actually, I was born in Hahnemann Hospital, so it's not that far from where we are right now. And it is, as I said, a pleasure to be here with you and to share a few minutes with you and to look back as to why you're here. And that's really what we're here to do. I was a history teacher for a very short period of time in 9th grade in Schuylkill County up in the coal regions of Pennsylvania. And I've always had a great interest in history. And you are here because of history, what's occurred over the centuries, millenniums actually. But I want to go back, if I may, for a few minutes and talk about what happened, as you have been talking about for the last few weeks, at the end of World War II. And the Americans, as you know then, and the Americans and British formed a committee of inquiry. As you know, the war had killed tens of millions of people. Countries had been laid to waste. Millions of refugees wandered the moonscape that really was once the European continent. It was then that a former public school teacher from Milwaukee, and I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, spoke before this committee. She spoke on behalf of a large population that had been driven from their homes. The Jews of Europe had been displaced long before the Holocaust. They had been driven from England, from Spain, from Germany, from the villages in Russia, from the farms in Poland. And this happened long before Hitler. The woman from Milwaukee said this: "We only want that which is given naturally to all peoples of the world, to be masters of our own fate. Only of our fate, not of others, and in cooperation and friendship with others." If you think about those words, they were forceful words, spoken by a woman who had witnessed the near annihilation of her people. What she spoke was simple, was heartfelt, and the natural wish of any person: a home. Golda Meir, that teacher from Milwaukee, wanted a home. It is too easy to forget the reasons for Israel today, and I know you don't forget those reasons. It is a country that is easily spanned in the flight of a jet. It is too surrounded by sworn enemies, too close to the edge of trouble, to risk even a momentary lapse in memory, and that's why you don't. Israel is there because it has to be. There are moments when we have to wonder how Israel survives. It was no sooner founded than its enemies sought to destroy it. A succession of wars has reminded Israeli men and Israeli women that they cannot hold their national passport in one hand without holding a weapon in the other hand to defend their nation. And still, and this is to me very important, Israel remains a model of democracy. Governments are elected by students, teachers, shopkeepers, and doctors. They are not installed by a handful of men in sunglasses and uniforms. In a place forever under attack, still the government runs the military, not the other way around. That, when you think about it, is a political marvel. Because of Israel, Matthew, as you said, farms bloom in the desert, and democracy flowers surrounded by the rocks of dictatorship. The Jews needed Israel for a homeland. The rest of the world needs Israel for an example. That is why the Israeli Defense Force is, to me, its own marvel. It is a true citizen army. Men and women alike are brought into the service, and everyone serves, family by family. Israelis are invested in their own protection, and we join you from here in this country. The lesson of the preceding century made it clear why that must be the case. In 1938, as we know, the madman of Europe began the long purge of the Jewish population throughout Europe, created the Holocaust. Golda Meir was sent as an observer to that conference. 32 countries before the war, our own country included, sent delegates to talk about what to do about the refugee problem. Almost all insisted there was really nothing anybody could do. Peace was all important. Someone had forgotten that the only thing more important than peace is freedom. In the end, they issued statements expressing their sympathies, and then they went home. After all, unlike the Jews of Europe, these men and these women had homes to go to. Golda Meir declared at the time, there was only one thing I hope to see before I die. And that is that my people should not need expressions of sympathy anymore. And today, Israel chooses not to be a victim. Some find that hard to understand, possibly because we do not read enough history. Perhaps we don't listen closely enough. Maybe we lose our focus. Israel cannot afford that. Israel does not need expressions of sympathy. They need declarations of solidarity. We must not forget that wherever a soldier is shouldering a rifle to protect democracy, America's interests and values are as one. So allow me to salute you, to salute the Defense Forces, to salute the men and women who keep our fellow democracy free. And let us remember that whatever the small differences, we share a long obligation to history. The world kept their promise to Golda Meir. Let us keep it to ourselves. Thank you for letting me join you tonight. Shalom.